one of the dynamic women who attended today's conference is Ayanda Nakedi, Senior General Manager at Eskom, overseeing the renewables business unit, and she also wears the hat of chairperson of the Southern Africa Solar Thermal and Electricity Association. She joins me in studio now to look at the progress that Southern Africa has made in transitioning to renewable energy sources. Ayanda, thank you so much for making the time to join us. Now, let's take a look at this journey that we're making towards renewable energy. From where you sit as chairperson overlooking the region, how are we doing?
First, let me start with the progress that South Africa has made, where it starts with the energy planning in terms of your Integrated Resource Plan 2010, which gives an indication on what the country is going to invest in. And we have seen in this plan that 42% of new generation capacity has been allocated to renewables. And not only that, we have now seen the third round. In fact, we did first and the second round. We closed all of these. And now we are on the third round, where there are opportunities again for small hydro, for CSP, for onshore wind, for photovoltaic, for biomass, for land waste, and all of these technologies are still available to be consumed by the private sector. So what we have seen also in terms of the progress made in South Africa, we have seen South Africa being a member of the Renewables Club based in Germany. And we have seen countries coming to South Africa to learn the procurement process that South Africa has adopted in following up and allowing the allocation of these technologies to the IPPs.
So let's look at the broader value chain. Where are the most opportunities for investors? Are we looking more upstream or more downstream opportunities? Where should investors be looking at this time?
Currently, the opportunities and what has been happening, we have been seeing a lot of women and a lot of people taking equity ownership in these projects. But what then needs to happen is there are still a lot of opportunities that we have not even venture into. There are opportunities for operating and maintenance. There are opportunities on construction, R&D space, and especially us as South Africans, who has got the brilliant sun, we still need to do and demonstrate and look at R&D opportunities, especially for CSP project. And Eskom, fortunately, is in that space, and Eskom is busy with the development of a 100 megawatt CSP project, which demonstrates this technology. Of course, it's no longer a demonstration now because other countries are building similar plants in the world, but it is still big for this country if you're looking at it in terms of the tower storage. The developments also that we have seen with the latest allocations that are done, we have seen now our Department of Energy giving a differential tariff to the industry of CSP that is allowing a higher tariff if these technologies are built with storage, because these technologies will go a long way to assist us in terms of the peak demand. And I'm sure you have heard that call from Eskom that says, help us to beat the peak. So these CSP technologies, if it can have a storage, it will really help us to address that. And these are the developments also that we have seen in this country.
If we look at the legislative environment, Ayanda, is it enabling for investors who want to get involved?
Personally, I think it is very enabling, and remember, a legislative environment promotes investor confidence. I mean, if any investor wants to come in and invest in this country, the first thing that you look at is your financial viability in terms of your PPA, and who is the holder of this PPA, and who is the guarantee of this PPA. And yes, Eskom, with the backing of government, is the guarantor behind these PPAs. And not only that, an investor would look at multi-year price determination. An investor wants to see a clear price path, to see what are the prices that are going to come in. Are there no surprises to one as an investor? And also the planning, which needs to be a public participation process that demonstrate how much the country is prepared to diversify its energy mix. And those are the things that we have seen in this industry.
But of course, South Africa also is slightly different from the other countries in the region, and we can't speak generally across the region. Outside of South Africa, and perhaps still within Southern Africa, Africa, where do you see the opportunities for even greater strides to be made in renewable energy?
If you go to Kenya, there are opportunities of great wind. In fact, the best sites in terms of wind are in Kenya. If you go to Morocco up there, there is CSP that Morocco is doing. You go to Botswana. Botswana also has commenced and they are looking at studies in terms of CSP. You go to Namibia, great sun again, and they are also busy with the opportunities there, also on understanding how they can roll up these technologies. Nigeria is also in the space. And there are opportunities for geothermal, and Kenya also specializes in geothermal. So if you look into the continent, we have got all of these resources, we have got a great potential, and it's time that we make it as a continent.
Before I let you go, Ayanda, of course, today in the conference we heard that there's only 6.75% of women represented in the energy sector. And as one of those players and one of those women in the 6.75%, what do you think government needs to do more than what has already been done to ensure that we see a greater number of Ayandas in the sector?
If you look at the procurement processes of many companies, it is in the form of BEE, which encourages equity participation in these things. But I think we need to have, especially on renewables, we need to have a look at a technology that in fact promotes empowerment of women across the value chain. And all our efforts, I think, have been on localization and how can we ensure that these technologies are manufactured here. And if we can open doors for women to get involved in manufacturing of these technologies, can you imagine if they are constructed and developed and manufactured by South Africans?
And by South African women.
And by South African women.
Ayanda, thank you so much.